Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and for being loyal partners to Signpost. Today, we're going to talk about our tools at your service and really reinforce the fact that we're here to help you during this time. We want to acknowledge that this is an extraordinary time with COVID-19, and we're all challenged with finding the ways to operate in this new environment. So at Signpost, we're here to help you achieve whatever goals you may have in reaching your customers, whether that's getting a message out, keeping your doors open, etc. So we're going to talk through some of those ideas today, but we want this to be an ongoing dialogue with you, whether you're working with us one-on-one or joining our webinars, which we hope to turn into a weekly event. So first, I want to introduce myself and my colleagues who are going to be facilitating this discussion today. My name is Laura Nelson. I lead marketing at Signpost. I'll be moderating the conversation. Please feel free to use the chat tool. We're going to use that to answer some questions in the Q&A at the end. I also want to let you know that we're recording this. So if there's anything that you missed or something that you want to share with somebody else at your business, please feel free to share that link once we have it out. I want to introduce my colleagues, Tara Herman and Kelly Hobbs. They're both product experts on our team and leaders on our customer success team. And they're going to take the conversation from here.
Hi guys, this is Tara talking. Thanks so much for joining. So just to point out the obvious here, obviously we're going through some interesting times right now. One of the things that we see as a big positive during this time is that your customers are online. They're quarantined, they're at home, they need things to do, they're turning to their phone and their inbox. So let's at least take advantage of that positive and see what we can do with it. So Kelly, if you could skip to the next slide here. A few things that we want to point out. Communication during this time is very critical. What we're finding most of our small and medium-sized business owners are having trouble with right now is what and how to communicate. So we put together just a couple of quick bullet points here. Some of them may seem obvious, but these are the guidelines that we definitely recommend you sticking to. So first up, and most importantly, be open, be honest, be a human being behind the email. How you communicate during this time is very important. At the end of the day, as a small business owner, it's a very personal business to you as well as to them. They're using you, they're choosing to go to you instead of somebody different. Make sure you acknowledge that. Thank them for their support during this time. Thank them for sticking with you, and then empathize with their situation. Like we said, a lot of them are at home, they may be quarantined. For example, like a fitness industry. If you have your customers sticking with you, they're probably used to seeing you every day and working out their stress levels at the gym. They can't do that anymore, so empathize with that. And then last, and what I think is most important, use these messages to be very clear, concise, and accurate. The worst thing that you can do at this point is to write a novel email that isn't going to get opened or read, and then your message doesn't get across. So be very clear cut and concise.
Hey everyone, this is Kelly. What we want to talk about here is once you sit down in front of the computer, what should you tell them? A couple categories here we want to focus on. Number one, informational updates. Are you changing how you're serving your customers? Something as simple as hours, or are you having to change a lot about how you actually operate? Letting everyone know about that is a key piece of information here. We also have the piece here where you can communicate those new or other services that you are offering in order to adjust in this time. Virtual events are huge this time. I actually attended some cooking classes last night. There's a lot of happy hours going on to get people connected in different industries. Tara, have you done anything lately with the virtual events?
If I can chime in, I was just telling Kelly I attended a virtual yoga class yesterday. It was really interesting. It was live. I've also heard of people pre-recording and sending them out to their customers, but it's just another reason that I'm going to go back to that gym when things return to normal.
Love it. And then local partnerships. We're seeing a lot of people banding together with different local businesses. A great example we actually heard from one of our clients yesterday was they were saying, if you show a receipt from one local business, we'll give you a discount at our local business. So a lot of people working together in this situation, which is really great to see. So they're sending out information about this via email. We also have the whole grouping of all the online services that you can offer. There are definitely people who offer these online services. Maybe your clients don't know about it or they don't use it as often. Let's send out some messaging about it of how they can do some online shopping, scheduling, or anything to do with prepaid gift cards. That's probably the most popular thing we've seen lately. So if you do have the ability to sell gift cards online so people can support you now, and when things change and we can all get out again, they can come and visit your business or use your services, this is a great option. I'll say if you don't have this currently, please send us a chat. There's a way to log into your system and there's a chat button in there, and we can give you some suggestions and get you set up if possible with this type of service if we can suggest a good solution for you.
So Kelly just touched on communicating with your customers and like what types of things you can send out. So really the how behind doing this. Most importantly, we want you to know that you can use Signpost as the tool to do all of this. If you're not already familiar with the campaign creation process in Signpost, it's pretty simple. I created a quick graphic for you guys on a loop here, but you just click on your campaigns tab. There's a couple different ways you can create a new campaign, whether that's an offer or something informational, can go to that custom campaign that's showing on the right. So definitely take advantage of this. If you would like us to do a once over on the campaign that you create, if you need suggestions, ideas, just want somebody to do a fast edit, that's what we're here for. Our customer success team is here to help you with these things specifically. So let us know if you need any help with those, but definitely play around with this function if you haven't already and get some comms out to your customers to keep them in the loop. And then moving on to the next slide here, we just curated a few examples that our customers have already sent out. We've noticed that people are being really proactive, which is great to see. So a few examples that we handpicked. This is a local doggy daycare. What they're doing to transition their business, which is kind of what Kelly was touching on earlier with offering like a new or a different service than you normally would. Obviously with doggy daycare, you take your dog, you drop them off, you pick them up. Instead of doing that in-person interaction that you would normally do, they're now picking up your dog from your car. You just have the leash on, ready to roll. You can do your payment over the phone. So this is a great way that this local business is showing that they're flattening the curve. They're supporting that movement. They're supporting social distancing. So that's really great to see. We've seen a few of those come through. And then if we switch over to the next one, this one was really unique. We really love this on the customer success side. A business yesterday sent this out. They don't offer any type of transportation service generally, but this campaign is stating that they're slow, they don't have business right now. So instead of operating as normal, instead they're going to help anybody out who needs essentials to be delivered to their home, whether that's medication or groceries, a ride somewhere. So they're just kind of capitalizing on goodwill and paying it forward. So I think this is really great. It unifies their readers. It leaves a very positive impact with their customer base, and it shows that they're all staying safe. So this is a pretty creative example that we really liked on our side.
Next up, we've seen a lot of examples of people offering future discounts for securing services for future dates. You'll see here this person said, book a party and we'll give you 30% off. It's going to be good throughout this month, and then they can have those events in the future. This one also, interestingly enough, asked for reviews. We actually thought this was a really good thing to plug in there. It's a great time for people to be actually getting online, doing what they can from their couches at home if they're stuck, and leaving reviews online and making you guys look really great. And it's perfect that Signpost is actually doing that with the automation, but it's good to plug it in here as well. We also have, this one was pretty unique, putting out digital resources. If you have any ebooks that you could be distributing, any other resources, or like just giving somebody something to do in this different environment, something relevant to your business, definitely put it in here and come up with those digital resources to keep people busy and just keeping your business relevant for the time being. And now Tara was going to go over our texting capability.
Yeah, so everything we mentioned so far has been pretty focused on email, but I wanted to go off on kind of a tangent here, if you'll allow it, for text marketing. This is definitely one of our most underutilized features within Signpost. So if you haven't explored this feature yet, I highly, highly encourage you to do so now. Text marketing is immediate. It has a much higher open rate than emails, and it's super easy to use. So just like a little bit of a background on it, if you're in your account now, you can go over to your settings tab, and on the left menu, there's a phone option. It'll kind of explain the features that go along with it, but I threw a little screenshot in here for you. Each of you have a number that is unique to your business. It is your text marketing phone forwarding number. Hopefully your recording is activated. That's also in the settings tab where people can call in and they just press 1 after they hear a quick recording that they can opt in that way. So hopefully that's already up and running. That number should be posted on Google, Facebook, anywhere else that you want to post that number specifically. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there is a second method to opt in, which is just texting the word start to that forwarding number. Normally we see this a lot within storefront businesses, where they post a sign, people can come in, they get a small discount for opting in. They get a lot of these at checkout. Obviously now that's not going to be as much of the case, so we wanted to encourage you to get a little creative here. You can post this to your Google My Business page, your Facebook page, let people know that that text to start option is a thing. That way you can start reaching out to them in a much more communicative manner through texting. Some examples that we've seen so far, let me just pull them up here. One of them is just like sending out a link to the virtual class. Like I had mentioned, I did a yoga class yesterday that came through text. Another one that we've seen quite a bit of is that state governments are mandating businesses to close down in some areas. If there is any type of government update that you should get out to your customers that's going to affect your business, let them know. I actually need to reschedule my hair appointment because my state, Colorado, is now closed for all non-essential businesses until April 30th. That's something that I received from them. It's not something I saw in the news. So that was pretty awesome to see. Any discounts you're offering during this time, it's a great way to get revenue coming in. So keep your customers in the loop. When you're sending out a campaign, you have the option to send it by text. We also have the text inbox available to you. It's a separate tab in your account where you can send out a mass text to everybody. So check this out. If you have any questions, this is a pretty large feature. We recognize a lot of you don't use it already. So if you need anything with this, if you want to run through it before implementing it, let us know. We'll give you some methods at the end of this webinar on how to get in touch with us, and we can run through this feature with you a little bit more specifically.
All right, and then as we talked about before, reviews are always going to be important. This is how we're going to stay relevant here in this time for when everyone's ready to get back out there. The local consumers, they're looking for ways to help you, and we want to remind them about that. This was a great example. One of our clients actually chatted into us yesterday and said, you know, we had to close down based on the state mandates. This was a ski shop up in the mountains here in Colorado. And what they did is they are offering full refunds. They are accommodating everybody who had to change their plans. And they were really excited that we were reaching out for feedback and reviews here because they know that they are delivering great customer service, and they really hope that people are going to go out there and leave them reviews. And I think this is a great way to do that. Overall, we also want to reconsider our marketing automation. So all of you using the system know that we have a couple different pieces in play with our automation. We want to tell you to review your automated campaigns. Just make sure everything is going to be appropriate for this new environment. The marketing during this time is going to be a little bit different for each industry, each region, you know, state by state or even county by county are acting a little bit different. So just take a look at your campaigns. If there's anything that doesn't fit, we want to make sure that we can disable that or make adjustments in this time. Overall, just put yourself in the customer's shoes. Think about how you're reaching out to them and how that might be received by them. There are different ways to adjust the system. If you have further questions about this, again, we're going to tell you to do this a lot, is log in. There's a chat button in the system there. You'll get right to a rep. It's probably the easiest way to reach us to go ahead and review your campaigns if you have questions of things that you may want to disable or just make small adjustments to. We got some questions submitted to us through the little Q&A that we sent out when we announced this. So we want to go through some of the top questions and then actually open it up for you to all add questions into the chat that we can address.
All right, so I will take the first question. How often should I be reaching out to my customers? This is kind of a loaded question because it's very dependent on your industry, to be honest. The one thing that I would keep in mind as a blanket statement is that Signpost is sending out automated messages about once a month. That can vary depending on if your customers are heavily interacting with emails. We may pop out a few more, but just keep in mind that on top of any messages that you send, you also have your automated messages sending out as well. And then try to target it to your business specifically. If your availability is limited, maybe don't send out as many emails as normal. This could apply to like home services who are getting booked up because everybody's home and not at work as normal. If you have a ton of time on your hands, maybe send out a few more. But at the end of the day, just make sure that any important business updates that you need to send out get to your customers, and that's regardless of frequency. I think we can all agree that during this time, the more updates, the better, especially if it's coming directly from a business owner. It is open, concise, all the kind of guidelines that we covered earlier.
Next question is it insensitive to ask for referrals and reviews during this time? This is going to depend on your business and how you feel about it, but overall, we've been talking a lot internally with our team and everybody that we speak to on the phones and through chats. And overall, we'd say not at all. This is a time where communities are rallying together to look ahead to when we get past this and get back to normal. So this is a great time for putting this out there so people who are looking for a way to help one another, they can go ahead and do these things, giving you referrals, giving you reviews, so that we can keep things moving when we get past this time.
Next question, why do I need marketing if my doors are closed? So part of my answer is pretty similar to Kelly's answer previously, is that, the community is rallying during this time. It's a great time to get results. So my argument, and I may be a little bit biased, is that marketing should be more important now than it ever was. I personally have a plethora of local businesses that I plan on supporting as soon as their doors open again, just based off of how they responded to this situation. So use Signpost as an outlet to communicate with them. Now more so than ever. We've seen more campaigns sending out in the last week than we have all year. So I think that speaks for itself. But even more importantly too, it's important to remember that this is temporary. This hopefully isn't something that's going to be permanent. We're all kind of in the unknown together, but when this passes, your reviews, your online pages, all the things that you've been working for with Signpost so far are going to matter more than they had before, because everybody needs to get the business done that they've been missing out on the last couple of months. So you don't want to be the one that paused your marketing, who wasn't making any efforts during that time. So when people are coming back, they're going to your competitors. So just keep in mind that marketing should be a long-term game. It's not a short-term solution, and Signpost plays into that.
And what is a catchy subject line to use for email marketing? I know when you sit in front of the computer and you start typing out through the template, this can be a tricky one. I would say one of the great things about getting all the emails in our inboxes right now from other businesses is we can take a look at those. Take a look at your inbox and say, what did I open and what did I not? That's a good place to start to get some ideas. I like to often pose a question. You're trying to get someone interested in taking a look in what else is within the email. So that subject line having a question could say, let's pique my interest and take a look. One of the more creative ones that I saw the other day was a subject line that said, not about COVID-19. So I kind of said, what's that all about? I want to take a look at it. Just because everything is geared towards that lately. Just remember, avoid too many special characters, exclamation points, caps, anything like that risks your message going into spam. We want to make sure that these things do get in front of your audience. Now, we did want to open up the chat to questions. So you should see in the Zoom menu, there is the ability to chat. So if you go ahead and we'll see if anyone has anything you want to add in here to the conversation, please do that right now. All right, I don't see any questions coming in right now. So we just wanted to go over how you can get in touch with us if you are typing. Oh, we did it. So how can we get access to this webinar after the fact? So that one just came in. And we'll be emailing this out and posting it on social media. Great question. Anything else out there?
if any other questions do pop up, we want to make sure you guys know how to get in touch with us. So just to cover this quickly in case anybody's typing and kind of fill the silence here. Our support team is always available to help you during normal business hours. We have chat available on your dashboard. It is a new feature, so it's not heavily utilized yet, but it is the quickest and the most efficient way to get in front of the support team to get the answer to your question. You just log into your account. There's a chat bubble. You can see the purple support with the question mark. It looks exactly like that. It'll pop up on the bottom right-hand corner. If you still need more help after that, we are available by email, by phone, and we also have a help center at the upper right-hand corner of your dashboard where you can self-serve, find out some of your own answers through common questions that we've seen from other business owners like yourselves. Any questions about features, FAQs, things like that are all posted in there. I did want to give a quick plug. Like any other business, our support team right now has seen a huge influx. Obviously, a lot of you guys are calling in, asking questions. That's really great. We want to help you all. But if you do hit our voicemail, expect about a 24 to 48 hour response time. So that's why chat really is the best method. We want to help you guys out as quickly as you can, or as we can. And then finally, just before we wrap things up, we do have a customer success team here that's dedicated to help you with like specifics. So if you need to speak with one of our account managers and kind of run through a situation that's a little bit more in depth than just a general question, you can send us a quick chat with your business name and your phone number, and we'll throw you on a list and give you a quick call. So if anybody would like us to reach out proactively, you can go ahead and type that information in the chat on the right. And if there's no other questions, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up, but hopefully this was really helpful for all of you guys. We are learning as we go too, so any examples that you can provide to us, and the more that you use your account, the more you're helping other business owners like yourself. So we really appreciate you guys spending a few minutes and kind of covering all of this stuff with us. We appreciate you being here, and of course for using Signpost. Keep us in the loop if you have any questions, and have a great rest of your day.